Groovy. Hello, and welcome to another edition of the Night Party Podcast, where we leave it all on the cutting room floor. Dude, happy birthday to me. More importantly, happy birthday, 15th birthday to the Watchmen. And here to celebrate it with me, I have, to my right, Antonius Montana.
What's up, guys? How's it going?
I don't even know where that came from.
It was great. I'm loving it.
You know, I've been listening to a lot of our old episodes. Why was because I was on a car ride, and it's funny. So sometimes when I do something different in the beginning, I go, "Oh, this is new," and so I kind of don't want to do the same intro every time. You know what I mean?
Oh, of course, yeah. Keep it fresh.
Yeah, and that's why next to me I have Mr. Teal, aka H1N1 Zombies.
I thought it was Mr. Azur.
Azur.
Yeah. No, I'll stick with H1N1 Zombies.
Okay, we do not have the troll with us yet because we have yet to watch the movie. We are doing the intro to the movie The Watchmen. Now, there's a lot of serendipity that has happened this week. Okay, so first off, this movie was released in my city at 12 a.m. on March the 4th of, I think it was 09. Yeah, 09.
Sounds about right.
And it was the premiere happened. So technically it was March 4th, but everyone says it's March the 6th. I have March the 4th just because that's when it was released. And another serendipitous thing. So as this is being recorded, it's my birthday weekend. We went shooting on my birthday, but this is the next Thursday prior. Post haste, not pre haste. Also, too, another serendipitous thing is I was making midnight ramen last night, and
what time?
It was 12:38. You actually mean post sex ramen?
You're late.
So you'll never guess what popped up on my Spotify.
What?
An alert from one of my podcasts, the JRE Experience. I don't listen to Joe Rogan all the time. Okay. But I always check to see who he's got because he's got good guests on. Fucking Zack Snyder.
Oh,
last
sick.
night.
Okay.
So I was doing my ramen and taking notes, and so I basically had my homework done for me last night.
Oh, very cool. Okay.
So this is one of the only but this is the only movie I did not have to really research right before. Usually I do it day of. Technically it was day of, but it was just crazy. It was like, oh, there's a 2-hour interview about Zack Snyder, and Joe Rogan's favorite movie is The Watchmen. This is going to be an easy fucking review. How
are we retro and relevant at the same time?
Shrevident, but yes, you're right. Also, Girls History Month is March, and as we're recording, this is March, but as our first Girl Month review drops is today, is March and Women's History Month. Isn't that weird?
Perfect freaking timing.
I know. It's like I planned this, and I want to take.
I don't know if I'd give you that much credit.
Is March 3rd is Girls' Day. Yeah, that is right.
So, and I was just re-listening to The Mummy, and goddamn, you're funny motherfuckers, you two.
That was such a fun episode to make.
It was. It was a fun, dude. That movie is so. That movie's just like I said during the interview. It's a roller coaster ride. It's fun. This is not. We're going into a heavy movie. This is The Watchmen. I got a lot of stuff on this. I got a little bit of notes, but most of my notes are mental from what I listened to the podcast, because I can't sit there, eat ramen with my left hand, write with my right hand, and but I took in some good notes. But first, let's pay some bills, okay?
All right.
Pay the bills.
So we're low on beer right now. We only have 2 Evil Twins left, and we have a long movie to get ahead of us. So we are going to march our asses to Caps and Cork on the borderlands of American Canyon, Vallejo. If you live in Vallejo and you're tired of crime, fentanyl, and getting stabbed, you usually go to Caps and Cork. Get yourself a great beer there. They have the best selection of microbrews in walking distance, or actually in all of Vallejo, they have the best selection of microbrews. There's even microbreweries in Vallejo that don't have a good selection compared to Caps and Cork. So march your ass down to Capson Cork. It's on Highway 29. When it goes into Vallejo, it's awesome. Go there, be square, drink up, and yeah.
Really fell off there at the end.
I was thinking about their selection and what I was actually going to pick up. Like, for instance, am I going to get a milk stout Medusa? I don't know.
We don't know. They generally tell us what we want, and they're always right.
Yes, they are.
They give great.
They have local favorites and they have your favorites, and also if you're a a whiskey guy, they got you. They got some good stuff in there too. We're also sponsored by our Patreons. Thank you very much. At the Stop the Bike level, $20. You get access to the show. You get sweet merchandise such as those awesome mugs.
Thank you.
You're welcome. We have our Midnight Ramen mugs that just came out. They're beautiful. My wife wanted one. She is now a Patreon. I asked her to give me $20 directly. She wanted to do it the legit way. Actually, she just wanted access to the app. Midnight Ramen is our new show. You can get that at the $1 and above level, and I'll buy that for $1. We do 2 episodes a week still. You only have access to one on the free site. We have the $5 I Got 5 Kids to Feed, and that's everything that's behind a paywall because maybe it wasn't PC, maybe just probably should put it behind a little paywall, but I believe in freedom of speech and I don't want to delete past episodes or whatever, so we just tuck it away into the kiddies table over there.
Archive.
The archive. There you go.
Yes.
And we have 6 different programs all in all. Besides Knife Party and Midnight Ramen, you're going to find Old Slime Rock Radios. You're going to find the most offensive show that was canceled by Twitter. Really, it was. That's Face the Mirror. You're a big fan of that, aren't you, Zombies?
I hate listen every now and again.
There you go. So, and other things too. Our Power Glove podcast, which later kind of became Midnight Ramen in a way.
Yeah.
And other things like that too. So there's hours and hours of stuff for you to listen to.
We're also forgetting about everyone else's favorite.
After Dark, the show where I will not be held accountable for anything I say. And that's Nick Neo's kind of show, and that show is our resident. He said tranny's okay to say. When I refer to him, he said, "Yeah, it's cool. Okay. Tranny's cool." So, our resident tranny.
Yeah,
resident tranny.
I played that game.
You died.
You played that game?
I ran out of ink ribbons.
God. It's like, oh no, it's Mr. X.
It's
How
funny.
dare you assume my pronouns? Slam into the concrete.
Again, if you're listening to us at free feed, this is Nick Neo we're talking about, right? He is a troll first and foremost, okay? So there you go. That's what he identifies as.
Also, yes.
Yes, exactly. Let's get into some power notes on this thing.
First things first, who's read the fucking comic? Go, okay, you got one hand up.
Sped read it. Oh, look, listen to Vallejo Get a Bird. In American Canyon, it's weird.
No, it's a prop plane.
Dude, it's theater of the mind. Let's let him think that's a good So my brother is one of the people that is guilty of this. When this movie trailer came out, people were actually going to see, if you didn't have another excuse to see The Dark Knight Rises, right? Not Dark Knight Rises, but Dark Knight with Heath Ledger Joker.
Yeah.
They were advertising all over at the time on the dying platform MySpace, but also on Facebook. Hey, the Watchmen trailer will be aired on Dark Knight.
I loved that.
Okay.
I was so hyped for Watchmen when that happened. I didn't care about Batman, and one of the best Batmans.
Right?
I was like, okay, when does Watchmen come? I don't care about this anymore.
I was the same way. I went in to go see Dark Knight, and then I didn't even know about Watchmen.
Really?
Hold on. I knew what the comic was when I was a kid, but when I was a kid, I liked Wolverine, Shadowhawk, and Spawn and shit. I like powers and shit. Like I didn't like a noir murder mystery genre noir kind of thing, right?
With powers.
Well, with powers, but I mean,
yeah.
As an adult, obviously I do. It took like The Crow to get me kind of into that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Because I wanted I thought Watchmen was like, okay, why didn't they just make a movie out of it? When I was a kid, that's what I thought, but now looking back on it, you're like, no wonder why.
Yeah.
So this movie got a lot of people to go see Dark Knight just because they wanted to see The Watchmen.
Yeah.
And then it sparked a huge renaissance in the Watchmen where people that say grew up with it or people who never laid eyes on it went out and rebought. Now the comic books aren't available anymore.
Right.
Because there was 12 comic books that were released in a year from 86 to 86 or 87. But the Hot Topic started selling the books.
Compendium.
Yeah.
The compendium, yeah. It reached in the top 10 bestsellers of not comic books, but books.
Just like novels in general.
Yeah, so it caused a huge renaissance in this. And so people were Watchmen fucking crazy. My brother was guilty of this because I think he knew of it because he's very hipsterish. This is not my BC, Jonathan Fallon from Hoodcast AF, hashtag fuck the knife party. This was Gabriel, who knows where the dudes are at in Alaska. He actually goes, dude, you gotta like read the book. So I did actually read the comic book.
Good.
And I will say, I'm glad they took out the tentacle monster.
I think this is a better ending.
I think it's a way better ending.
I think it's a way better ending. It makes more sense with it. We'll get into it.
Yeah, we'll get into it when we get into it. But I think it's a better ending. I think when people go, oh, the comic book's better, they only removed one element, and that's it. They actually Zack Snyder used the comic books as the script. They had the script written, but they had no storyboards. They actually walked around with the comic book and go, here's how you're going to enter the frame.
Yeah.
Here you go. You're entering like this. Oh, here's how you're going to do this. If you actually take panel by panel the comic book versus the movie,
it's pretty accurate.
Really, can you complain about it? And yet, purists of the movie, of the comic book, hate this fucking movie.
I don't get it. I mean, the ending is the only massive change besides, the theatrical release omission of the Black Freighter and Under the Hood.
Did you ever read this?
No, I never read it. I've seen like little clips and stuff like that, little sections, but I've never read it all the way through.
It's very, very. It's actually more gory, like very much so. This movie was rated R, which I think was its downfall, but not to us as fans, but to
it doesn't feel like an R though.
It definitely is.
We're going to rewatch this movie, and you're going to remember why it's an R. There's a lot of gore and bloodshed in this movie.
Not like the comic, though.
It's just so long that the ounces per blood by minute is a lot less than, say, the normal shit we watch. But this movie is very gory, and there's a lot of death.
Watchmen is an R, and Terrifier is an R, and
I think Terrifier is actually underrated, but.
Is it?
I think it is, yeah. I think Terrifier 2 is rated R, but I think Terrifier 1 is unrated.
Okay.
Because they didn't even have enough. Terrifier 3 is, by the way, being filmed.
Oh, really?
We actually got to ask... Zombie, sorry. We got to actually talk to... Because I do want to do Terrifier 2, which is a really fucking weird movie. You would love it. I'm like, what is going on? But apparently it's like one of those movies like Babadook where the LGP plus community, that's like one of their movies and I don't know why, so we're gonna have to ask Neo about that shit. But Terrifier 2 is great until the end when it gets weird and She-Ra comes out of for no reason. For real, she believes that she's the survivor girl, so she grows wings and gets a sword, and you're like, what happened? Anyway,
Terrifier Dream Warriors.
Terrifier 3.
Hey, all right.
Yeah, but Dream Warriors is way cooler. Terrifier 3 takes place where Terrifier Art the Clown is a Santa mall, a mall Santa.
Yeah.
And kills kids. And so it's being filmed right now. It's going to be released this year. We're going to have to cover the other two.
That's going to be our new Christmas movie.
Right. Seriously. So written by Alan Moore. He hates everything. Alan Moore wrote the comic book?
Yep. And he hates everything.
He hates everything. He hated League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. He hated V for Vendetta, which I don't understand how you can hate that movie.
Because it was nothing like the comic book. That one was nothing like the comic book.
V for Vendetta?
Yeah, V for Vendetta was nothing like the comic book. At all.
I'm an ignorant American and didn't read it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because it was British.
It was super British.
Yes, it is. So did nothing like the movie at all, good or bad?
I like the movie better.
Okay, granted, thank you. I will never, ever touch it. But, so yeah, and also David Gibbons was the illustrator. He did a lot of I think he went to Image after his stint in DC. Damn it, now we have people talking. Shut up. Let's see. Oh, that's all you had to do? Just shut that door? All right. We have a studio for a reason, apparently. So the plans for this movie started kind of like Walking Dead, where the movie rights were sold after only the first 3 comic books were released.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And Fox started working on it right away. Mm-hmm. So they were going to possibly finish the movie before the... and the same thing happened with Scott Pilgrim. So this may have been, or was supposed to be released before the book series was even done.
I do not want to watch the 1986 Watchmen. That would have been awful.
Well,
that would have been really bad.
But
I
here's
don't know, dude. Like, I feel like that would have been pretty
Fox?
awesome.
Dude, this is 86 Fox was Predator Fox.
Yeah.
Okay.
But this was they called this an unfilmable comic book.
That's in my notes.
Yeah,
Yes.
They said it was unfilmable. There's no way to do it. So I think it took going to, early 2000s to make it happen.
I totally agree. And they got the right director. We'll get to that. But let's stay on 86 real quick. So
Who's your 86 director then?
For this movie?
Yeah.
Burton. Who was slated to direct?
Oh,
Come on, you're not gonna die. Say the fucking words, Tim Burton.
Oh, the costumes would have been awful.
What? No, they even call back to him. Remember at the very end, Dr. Manhattan has the nipples on his suit.
Yeah. Damn it.
Yeah, Burton was in talks.
Yeah.
And the writer for the Batman movie, Batman '89, was going to write it. Warner Brothers said this is like too big of a movie for us to do right now. Comic book movies are failing. Batman '89 hadn't came out yet.
Yeah, right.
So they started working on Batman '89 instead.
Which I feel like realistically that was a better
good move.
decision. Yeah.
That is solid move.
Yeah.
Solid move. Because they could have fucked it up.
Very badly.
And then there would be no Batman.
Right.
And then Batman wouldn't even be where he is today. Because really, Batman '89 started the Bat craze. Mm-hmm. And the cartoon and everything else that came after it. So I'm with you. Solid decision. Good thing they didn't pull the trigger on that shit, right?
Yeah.
So, but Burton was slated to do it and wanted to do it. So there you go.
That combination definitely sounds like it would have been awesome.
Now, check it out. Warner Brothers is DC.
Yeah.
So DC had the rights, like by comic book, right? However, fucking Moore sold the rights to 20th Century Fox for the movie. Conflict of interest much?
Yeah.
How do you sell the rights to something you don't own?
Don't know.
Isn't that weird?
I don't. We're getting into legalese stuff. Where it's weird. Well, that's exactly how the Watchmen came around, though, because they are from another comic.
No, they're
that
from
got adapted.
Dark Horse is owned by DC. DC Comics.
But I don't think it was
guys.
then.
No, and these guys came from something else. There was something else before, some small name. I forget what it was, but when they came to DC. They changed the names because they couldn't use the DC characters.
Oh.
Because Night Owl is actually Blue Beetle.
No, I did see
Rorschach
something about
is
that.
The Question. Dr. Manhattan is actually Captain Captain Atom or something like that.
But I heard that, okay, so...
Interesting.
Yeah, so they are the same character.
I heard something similar but different. So what you're saying... I heard the same exact thing with Blue Beetle, etc. But I heard that DC were like, they actually said, just rewrite the characters out to be these characters, and it had nothing to do with the movie. It had only to do with the comic book. Is that kind of? Are we on the same page?
The comic book. So basically, DC got these new characters. Alan Moore wanted to write with them. They couldn't use those characters, so that he used a different version of them.
Got it. Okay, so we're on the same page.
Yeah,
okay,
but it was supposed to be Blue Beetle, supposed to be The Question, supposed to be Captain Atom.
So what you're saying is that Alan was able to sell those characters because they weren't already DC characters.
DC's recent acquisitions, yes.
Okay,
Yeah,
I got it. So that is a weird kind of like legality right there. Mm-hmm. Now this will come back to haunt them because when the movie was made, Fox sued. After that, they waited till the movie was in the can, ready to go.
Yeah.
And Fox like, hold on there, guy. We own these characters. You can't release this without our blessing. And they purposefully waited.
Of course they did. Because they're like, hey, this is actually going to be a good movie. We'll get a good cut off of this.
Exactly.
Right.
They got a great cut. But it kind of bit them in the ass.
Yeah.
So their cut was to be on future sequels and licensings, which
Of this?
of this.
Oh, that
Wow,
was
they're
fucking
really dumb.
fantastic.
Well, I mean,
Yeah, 100%.
Here
Yep,
you
you'll
go.
get it all.
yeah, there was a TV
They
series.
didn't read this, did they?
They made a TV series in 2019.
Yeah.
Which was actually good, but
Good,
very
but
different.
Good, but wasn't
Very different.
but wasn't like the phenomenon that it is.
Yeah.
You know, when this came out. Because this, people...
I think it was, because you got to think, there are people who do not know about the Tulsa race riots and only know about them now because of Watchmen.
Interesting.
Yeah, there are people who don't know about the Tulsa massacre. People who... Ask Neo. He lives in Oklahoma. He didn't know about it until he saw Watchmen.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. But
Yeah,
I'm
no,
just saying. I'm just saying though, it's not like the Peacemaker that's attached to Suicide Squad that's attached to Batman. You know what I
Right.
mean?
It's
Right.
not like a spin-off to where it was supposed to create more stuff. It was
Exactly.
just a one-off.
And by the way, out of all of those, fucking Peacemaker's the best. Just saying.
Still haven't seen it.
Oh my
It's just 'cause
God!
John
Can I let you
Cena.
borrow it? No. It's the writing is great.
Like, I saw The Suicide Squad, and John Cena was kind of funny in it, and I'm like, okay.
No, the Peacemaker is great.
Okay.
The Peacemaker is like, if the comedian in this, in fact, when we reviewed the Peacemaker in the archives, go back and listen to it. We actually say that the comedian and Peacemaker are almost they're the same character.
Okay.
Like, but Peacemaker came out first apparently. So the comedian was
Really?
actually because I thought the same. The comedian is actually based off Peacemaker. Yeah. Yeah, like a pro, like Go America, grumpy, like weird asshole dude.
Yeah.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. So comedian is based off Peacemaker. So Peacemaker's the original comedian. Let's see. So here's some other weird things. Okay, so I said Tim Burton. Later on when they started revamping this, so it got passed around. So Warner Brothers had it for a minute. Universal wanted a piece of it. Fox just silently let this shit get passed around, knowing they own the rights to it. They just were like, let them do what they want. Because at the end of the day, we're going to get paid for this movie. We don't need to do shit.
Yeah.
So pretty sneaky, pretty legality. I love it. Not very ethical, but then again, they should have asked.
But, yeah.
The other companies should have asked for, a lot of times in Hollywood, they'll ask for forgiveness, not permission. This is one of those times they probably should have asked for permission.
Okay.
Because they got like basically a quarter of everything. This movie is undisclosed of how much it cost to make. Some people say it's 130. Some people say it could be as high as 155 million to make.
Yeah.
On
believe it.
opening night, this made 107.5 mil,
Oh.
and it was rated R.
Yeah.
Not since RoboCop had any movie made that much money. That's a rated R, like hard R movie.
Crazy. Yeah.
But then the next day, Talk, Nerdum, remember this is when the internet was. This is 2009 internet, so it's kind of like modern day internet. People were like all over the place, like, don't see it. Fuck this movie. Fuck this movie. So the ire of this movie, like people hate it. It was so divisive. People love this movie or they hated this movie. There was no, at least you got to see it. For
Yeah.
instance, like, okay, I just rewatched Dune with my wife, right?
Which one?
The newest one.
Yeah.
She's never seen it. We watched it, and her consensus was, I did really like it, but the original one's better, and it wrapped everything up all nice in a good 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
Whereas this one, where's all the cool shit that's going to happen? I'm waiting for, like, the foreplay is the Dune movie,
Yeah.
right? And then Dune Part 2, which just came out on March the 1st, is like the climax. Whereas the 1984?
1984 Dune. Yeah.
1984 Dune, they wrap it all up, and there's a 4-hour version, or you could watch the 2.5-hour version.
Right.
Either way, she goes, I like the other one better music, better this and that. And I go, yeah, but it's not like the new one is better for the story. She goes, but as a movie, I like the old one better.
I mean, yeah, that's valid.
But it's not like the new one sucks.
No.
No.
Where people with this movie were like, fuck the Watchmen. The movie sucks. It's all about the comic book.
Well, yeah, you had those fucking ultra nerds who were like worst movie ever. Yeah,
But which is weird because if you look at like The Crow, for instance, the movie adaptation so different from the comic book.
But what's the difference there, Zach? We didn't have the fucking internet when The Crow came out.
Well, also
that's very true.
Also, James O'Barr was on set. I think that probably had something to do with it. And same thing
you definitely would have had those people like on the chats and message boards and shit going, well, actually, he shouldn't have been wearing this in this scene. It's just, shut the fuck up.
Okay, look, we just did Scott Pilgrim. Yes. Scott Pilgrim, the writer was on set, right? The movie is way different from the book. There's so much shit left out. This movie, Watchmen, is so goddamn close to the fucking book, except for the ending. That's the only difference.
And they don't have the black. They don't have the black freighter, and they don't have Under the Hood.
Yeah,
sprinkled in.
Yeah, but I mean, this is almost a shot for shot in a lot of cases. No other comic book movie has taken this much attention to detail.
It did really well with that.
All right, sorry, fuck. So now we're on a rant. So David Hayter. Did you think? Metal Gear. That's right, Otacon. It's me, David Hayter, the voice of Snake.
Crab Battle.
Also, did you know I directed X-Men Part 1 and 2 and been a voice actor for a long time? That's right, Otacon.
I didn't know that.
You've played Metal Gear, though, for, like, any of them? No?
PlayStation 1.
There you go.
I played some, yeah.
So David Hayter was going to direct this. After a minute, Universal wanted to take a shot at it, not knowing that 20th century. And then also they wanted Michael fucking Bay to direct this. Do you know how much
that would have been terrible
and expensive
and very expensive?
This would have been a $500 million movie if Michael Bay would have been in it.
Oh, that would have been that would have been the worst.
And then finally, the studio with their drawing boards and everything goes, this movie's unmakeable. So that's where that unmakeable quote thing came from.
Yeah.
Unfilmable, yeah, that's right. Okay, so then Zack Snyder came to Warner Brothers or whatever and said, I really want to do the comic book 300. You know that? So we all no one loved 300. That's a great movie, right?
Yeah.
God, damn it, that's a movie we haven't done yet. Anyway, when he said how much it would cost to make that movie, they're like, get the fuck out of here. There's no way you're going to be able to make a movie of this. Of this comic book perspective for what you're asking.
Yeah.
And I think it was like 50 mil, which sounds like a lot, but when you watch that movie, money well spent. And he goes, no, I'll just do it all green screen. I have great ideas.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just going to take the comic and we're going to do it shot by shot and we're just going to use the comic and do it like that. So if you approach it that way, it's like eating
and then I'm going to desaturate everything and slow-mo.
Exactly.
In slow-mo, yeah.
So he does that, and they're like, get the fuck out of here. Okay, we trust you with anything now.
Yeah.
And he goes, I want to do Watchmen next. And they're like, ooh, you mean that turd that's been sitting on the shelf for 20 years that's been passed around?
Yeah.
How much you need? And he goes, I don't know, like 100? And they're like, fuck it, do it. Yeah. Because 300 was gangbusters.
Dude, that movie. Woo.
It made so much money, and it didn't cost that much. They only filmed I think they only filmed outside a studio just for the horses scenes. That's it.
Oh, okay.
Everything else was filmed inside. And they liked the way he goes, hey, man, if I give you $1, I could turn this dollar into this rather than just flying out somewhere, flying everyone out and doing this and that. He's like a smart guy when it comes to shit. Now, believe me, I love practical effects and all.
Oh, yeah.
But I do like his kind of idea of I could stretch $1 a lot farther than you think.
Yeah.
Especially
if you're trying to make it look like the art from the comic, which he did.
Yes.
You need green screen for that.
Yeah.
Real places don't look like that.
No, they don't. I've tried to film. I filmed a couple of things, and what you have in your head.
I want to see his green screen porn now.
Oh no. Well, you saw my music video with the Muppets. It's very similar. No. We would film guerrilla style on location at night, and what you see in your head and what you get back, especially with those like camcorders we were using, got
totally different.
This is 1996, dude. A lot different. So yeah. Anyway, they're like, fuck it. So they gave it to him. But check out. Here's some of the cast members that almost played characters throughout the years.
Oh Jesus, this is gonna be
Natalie Portman was
Okay.
actually going to be Silk Spectre.
the younger one.
Natalie,
Okay, yeah.
Spectre too.
Silk Spectre 2. Okay.
Keanu Reeves was going to play not Doctor Manhattan. Oh God, what's his name? Blue guy, Blue Cock.
Dr. Manhattan.
Doctor Manhattan. Thank you.
Dr. Manhattan.
Yeah, thank you. Blue Cock. He was,
I could see it.
but he wasn't comfortable being naked on set.
Okay.
Now you don't have to be naked in order to film the movie, but they need to have you naked in order to put you in the movie. Now check this out. Zach actually gave the actor, because he felt bad for him being like naked and cold. He gave him 3 inches of hang time.
Yeah.
Just you know what? We'll fix it in post, bud. Here you
Yeah.
No,
You're
because
welcome.
he goes, dude, when we were taking the pictures, it was really cold. The guy's like, yeah, it's really cold. I hope this isn't going to look weird like a baby penis. And he goes, don't worry, dude, I got you. And he gave him 3 inches of
Give him
like,
a little extra. Yeah.
Isn't that awesome?
That good guy.
If only he could spell his name correctly. Tom Cruise almost played.
I say Ozzy.
Yeah,
Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
yeah,
I could see it.
as well as. That's right. It's me, Nick Cage.
So you're telling me this is another Tim Burton canceled project starring Nick Cage?
No, modern Nick Cage.
Yeah.
Ew.
And then Nick Cage almost played the Owl Dude too.
That would have been good.
That would have been good. You know, who
These
else?
are actually not terrible.
No, they're not. You know who else almost played him? That would have been perfect. Actually, Kevin Costner.
I don't know.
Not sold.
I
Kevin
see
Costner's
him
too.
more as like a Dr. Manhattan. Honestly, than like the owl guy.
Get this for
Yeah.
486, and then even when it was redone in 09, there was one actor that was considered for Rorschach both times. David Bowie.
Really? That would actually be pretty interesting.
Jackie Earl Haley nailed it though. I still refer to him as Rorschach when I see him in other
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
You can't like if you remade that today, he would have to play Rorschach.
But then he was
That would be cool.
But no, sorry, my notes are wrong. David Bowie was for the 86, and then in the modern one, he was going to play Ozzy. That my bad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I could see that. Yeah.
But you know, it's funny that you say that. Is one of the reasons why he was chosen was he is a multi martial arts black belt, right? Mm-hmm. But then when he went to film, he refused to use his martial arts. Mm-hmm. He said it looked too clean. He goes, Rorschach needs to be dirty.
Yeah.
He's a street fighter.
He goes, I'm going to teach the other guys on set like tips and stuff, but I'm not going to use any of my training. I'm just going to use the blocking and just like brutal punches.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're right. When I see him, when I tried to watch Nightmare on Elm Street, the remake, I go,
That's Rorschach.
that's Rorschach. It's Robert Englund, you're Freddy. Sorry, permanently. You're permanently Rorschach. If I see you, can you draw a Rorschach thing on my back and I'll get it tattooed later? You know, that's kind of, you know, like if I was him, I would just embrace it, kind of like how Bruce Campbell is Ash.
Right.
He should just
Exactly.
embrace it.
Yeah.
Embrace it. Because he is, in my opinion, the best character and the main character of the movie, if you think about it.
He is the main character. Yeah.
Well, a lot of people say the comedian is.
No, because it's told from Rorschach's perspective.
But it's also told through Spectre's perspective, too. And also, Night Owl.
when they do the cutbacks, yeah.
But yeah, I agree. So let's see. What else do I got? Foxu told that. We talked about that. I'm 35 minutes in already. Shit.
Trailer time.
Trailer time.
Trailer.
But first, we haven't seen this in a minute.
Uh-oh.
Let's do the Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, okay.
The tomatoes.
Audience score 71. Critic score 65.
Wow.
No, that's fucking terrible. Are they okay? That's the theatrical.
This is
Yeah, of course.
This is what? Yes.
Theatrical. I'm going to be a little bit more understanding about that shitty score.
What one do we want? We have 3. I have my look. Check it out.
We all have the fucking director's cut.
No, I have
That's
the.
director's cut.
That's the blockbuster one.
What does it say on top?
Widescreen edition.
Widescreen. He
Oh, so-
doesn't have directors.
Okay, no. So you have the fucking theatrical cut. I have the director's cut on DVD. and you have the director's cut.
And I've seen both.
I have directors on Blu-ray.
Yeah,
So I've seen both. And
but none of us have the ultimate cut.
none of us have the
No.
ultimate cut, unfortunately.
No, the ultimate cut is,
But it's already like 6:00 now.
and that's a 4-hour commitment.
Exactly. And we still have a full thing to do after this.
Yeah, the only difference between the director's cut and the ultimate cut is the ultimate cut took, because after Watchmen got made,
The Snyder cut, yeah.
Yeah, after Watchmen got made, they made Tales from the Black Freighter as an animated movie. And they kind of took that and spliced it in where the comic Tales from the Black Freighter was kind of spliced into the story of Watchmen.
Got it.
Interesting.
So they kind of folded that in with little excerpts from the original Night Owl's memoir, Under the Hood.
Okay.
So they kind of put all that together to make it like the comic. That is the most accurate representation of the comic.
So what?
Okay.
What? Okay. First off, let's just go off the normal theatrical cut.
No, we're gonna go director.
No. What, I'm saying, what to rank this, and then after we watch, we'll come back with our updated.
Yeah.
So what are you going to give the theatrical? The regular? I saw it in the movie theater cut. I'm writing this shit down.
Theatrical cut?
I mean, so I didn't know the comic beforehand, so when I saw it, I thought it was super dope. I would give that a 90.
Certified Crow?
Yeah.
I am exactly right with you at a dead 90.
Okay.
Certified Crow status. It is one of my favorite. This, I don't know. Okay. There's everything else that Hollywood makes now. And then there's this. There's Scott Pilgrim. There's 89 Batman. There's V for Vendetta. All those movies, if you're going to be certified Crow, you're a graphic novel, awesome fucking movie,
Yeah.
this is right there. This is not 1 point below. Maybe it's not 1 point above, but right now I'm staying at a 90.
Yeah.
Yeah, theatrical cut, 90's good.
So we're
In
certified.
consensus.
Wow. So you know what? This might have to be Watchmen status then if we're all exactly.
Yeah, the theatrical cut is a 90.
It's a let's watch the Crow status.
Yep.
Who will watch the Crow status? It can't Watchmen all the time status.
It can't watch the Crow status.
Oh, by the way,
Man.
Crows.
by the way, dude, you missed out, Montana, on last week. We unveiled, because it dropped right then on Midnight Ramen, the new Crow production pictures
Oh.
and
okay.
all the controversy behind it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of hate. We
I'm
dove into
still
it.
not 100% sold on Skarsgård as Draven.
We'll talk about that. So let's go ahead and watch the trailer. We're going to order a pizza. We're going to drink some beer, and then we'll be back. But you won't know because you're in podcast land.
Time skip, bitches.
Yeah. We're going to Dr. Manhattan that bitch as soon as this thing loads. Trailer. There we go. All right, guys. See you in a minute.
Just a matter of time, I suppose.
Watchmen. One of us died tonight. Somebody knows why. Somebody knows.
I heard he'd been working for the government. Maybe it was a political killing.
Maybe someone's picking off costumed heroes.
John thinks that there's going to be a nuclear war.
What if that's why someone wants us out of the way? So we can't do anything to stop it. An attack on one is an attack on all of us.
Watchmen are over. What do you suggest we do about it?
Retribution.
We can save this world.
Why would I save the world I no longer have any stake in?
Do it for me.
shout, "Save us." And I'll whisper, "No."
And we're back. Mics are on. Levels are good. And boy, are we tired. At 9:09 p.m., we are now reviewing the Schneider cut, or the director's cut, rather, of The Watchmen. And holy cow.
Well, I mean, Snyder is the director, and it's his cut, so therefore it is the Snyder cut.
Yeah.
You were not wrong by saying that.
Just, you know how, like, Snyder cut is like a word now?
Thanks to Justice League.
I guess. I don't know. I've never seen either of those. Are those even worth watching?
The Snyder cut is actually really, really good. The theatrical release is not worth watching.
I understand
Unwatchable.
Oh, real quick. Sorry. Like you said, we just spent 4 hours in very comfortable chairs with round table pizza and beer from Captain Cork. Captain Cork on the borderlands of, you know what I mean?
We already paid that bill.
Yes, we did. So, I'm firing up the studio right now to see if a troll might be lurking. Crew's still here. We're just waking up. I made a really fabulous joke, and it was not heard, so I thought, fuck, I might as well fire these up now. There we go. Meow, 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 meow. So, I think a good place to start would just be the differences between... Because I've seen the regular version.
Okay.
Oh, you mean the theatrical cut versus this?
Yeah, I've seen.
I don't remember all the differences.
I've seen the regular version probably a good dozen times. Probably. I've seen it at least once a year since it came out. So probably a dozen times.
I have not seen the theatrical version since, like, in theaters.
So I saw the middle cut. There is a middle cut. Of
the director's cut. The one we just watched is the middle cut.
Okay, so I've seen this once, and it was my first time ever watching it, and it was a download on Pirate Bay way back in the day.
Yeah,
Damn, you said Pirate Bay.
I know. I want to say this is 2010, 2011 is when I first saw this.
Wow.
And it was the long version, but I don't remember it being 4 hours long. That was almost 4 hours long.
No, this wasn't 4 hours. This is 2 hours.
No, 186 minutes. That's over 3 hours.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, exactly. 60 minutes to an hour. You're getting your 12 and your 90 mixed up.
No, I'm getting my fucking beer and my brain mixed up.
He's gotten metric.
Oh, okay.
Whoa, bro. Whoa.
Whoa.
What the fuck was that? No, the other one, the ultimate cut. That's the one that's definitely over like 4.5 hours. Yeah, the ultimate cut, which he
That
just cut
fart
something
was-
out of his asshole.
That fart was brought to you by the Patreons at $5.
He leaves that hair across the hole. It cuts everything.
Oh, man. So
No, but yeah, the ultimate cut. That's the one that's like 4.5 hours. It has all the other bullshit included.
I'm holding firm on my 90.
I'm bumping mine to like 94.
94.
I was going
okay.
to 94 as well.
Yeah.
Wow, okay, so we'll give it 92, 93,
No,
I guess.
give it a fucking 94.
No, I'm giving it a 90.
92.6.
I'm anchoring.
No.
No, you can't bully me. I'm not Nixon, dude. So,
Well, yeah, you're Nixon, and I'm Dr. Henry Killinger over here. And like, you need to portray strength, Mr. President.
this one shot... The events happen in the same order, but the way it's shot is shot a little bit different. It's shot where, kind of in a way, the comedian is the narrator, right? And then we see...
No, he doesn't narrate once, I don't think.
No, what I mean is the pace of story is a little bit different, where it seems like the narrator is the comedian, where he dies setting the stage, right? And then our narrator, then it gets handed off to become Rorschach. But Rorschach, actually, as he meets people, we see their whole long story kind of go on, and then it just interwebs with whoever else, and Rorschach's there and continues on. So in this one, it starts off with, with Night Owl, and then Night Owl kind of bleeds into Ozzy's plot of because he's the first one warned is Night Owl of, hey, someone's picking off masks, like could there have been a beef, and then Night Owl goes over to Ozzy And Ozzy, he's playing with his action figures, Hoodcast AF style, and and then like a would-be.
No, I'm the smartest man. No, I'm the smartest man.
I want to cut your wiener off. My name's Pot Dog. I'm just going to finish fat body. So, as that's happening,
They all
Rorschach.
just want to place it with Silk Spectre.
Who doesn't?
Ooh.
Right? Bangs and yellow and black. I mean, what more do you
Do we
want?
have a blow-up version?
It's like when a white girl does like Final Fantasy cosplay but she looks nothing like the character, but yet you don't care. That's what she looks like exactly to a T. Like, hopefully she's every Midnight Ramen fan.
Ooh, yeah.
Like kicking her like heels back and forth while laying on her belly, like in her hands underneath her chin.
Unfortunately, I'm pretty sure all the Midnight Ramen fans look a lot like, well, you.
Are you saying I'm the only listener, or are you saying that's our fan base? Because either way, you're right.
I was going to say both. Either. Yes.
But finally, he meets with Silk Spectre to tell her about it, while then Rorschach goes over to John and tells him about it. So everyone's kind of telling about it in like this sequence of events. And
It's superhero telephone, everyone.
it is, but the cool thing about when Spectre and John talk about it is when we first see our like bonus features, when after dinner he's asking her about like, are you always followed? And we develop an establishment that she's kind of like a government whore in a way. Like she's there to keep him entertained.
Right, like that's how they see it. Obviously, that's not how she sees it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She
sees
thinks
it
they
as
have a relationship.
Yeah.
And then everyone else is like, hey, you're keeping him happy. We want to keep him happy.
Yeah.
He's our guy.
Yeah, exactly. He's the most powerful weapon on
Here's
the planet.
money.
Can you not like fuck this up for us? We're at DEFCON 3 and shit, So that's the first part. Now, in the normal one, the one I have, the blockbuster version, or I just call it the blockbuster version, the theatrical version, it just flows kind of very, very quick. And even though it's a way longer, I mean, I think this has an hour on the other one. Because I think the one I have is 2 hours and 15 minutes or 2 hours and 20 minutes, maybe.
It's almost
God,
an hour
that's concise.
longer.
Yeah. But this is when they start to creep in. Now, here's the greatest thing about this cut, though. The longer in the movie, the more blocks of this kind of storyline is, because we don't actually find out when, Night Owl switches to be kind of becoming a psychopath, except for in this cut.
Yeah.
In the original one, they make him seem very cool. And also they make Rorschach kind of more evil, if you will. Like they make him more, I don't know, his inner monologue sounds exactly like mine when he's talking about like child molesters and pedophiles and liberals and all this other shit and streets and and like, but he's not wrong.
Yeah.
And then at the end when everything's nice, it's like, wow, he was right the whole time, but he was what's the last symbol of like that era. And there's a lot more of that kind of commentary I really did like.
Very much so, yeah. Like, just the fact they went more in depth with it instead of glossing over, just so it is a lot more relatable, I think.
Also, too, the ending, I will stand by, is better in this than in the comic book. Like, especially now after rewatching it and the long version and getting to know the characters more. And also, the ending is a little bit extended, too, where you actually get to see the street and there's no graffiti on it.
Right, right.
You didn't see that in the original. It just was the dude getting his T-shirt, getting ketchup on it, and him grabbing the thing. And write whatever you want to write. There's no war anymore. It was something like that. It just cut right to it.
Yeah.
Damn.
So,
Wait, so, Antonius, you've never read the comics.
Right.
Okay, so I'm going to float this past you, okay? See if you can keep up here. So imagine the whole movie happens.
Were you saying I was dumb?
No. Just
he
buckle
called
up.
you a turd.
Buckle up.
A little bit, yeah.
Buckle up. We're going on a fucking ride here, okay?
Ooh,
So-
okay, Grandma.
The movie happens exactly the way it happens, right? They get to that fucking end scene, and Ozymandias says, I did it. I already did it 35 fucking minutes ago.
Right.
But instead of having, the thing that makes sense where it's like, oh, I've been working with Dr. Manhattan, and now there's, nuclear blast. He says, I already did it. But now there's fucking psychic squids spawning in, mind-fucking everyone around them and killing them instantly. And there's a big shot of, like, a clock with a 12 on it. And a giant fucking squid with, like,
Cthulhu.
alien eyes.
I was just going to say,
Dead
like
in the street,
Cthulhu.
killing everyone. And a bunch of dead people whose heads have exploded from this psionic attack from a
Okay.
giant squid. And that's the end of the fucking comic.
Yeah, and
Which one do you think is better?
So wait, so
He's like,
he doesn't blow up the world?
No, he does,
he
but with a
summons
giant
psychic squids.
Yeah.
Giant psychic
Oh.
squids
That's so weird.
that he had on some secret government island that the fucking comedian happened to fly over and learn about.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's kind of dumb, huh?
It's very, very 80s, like, comic book villain.
Almost like it was an 80s comic book. But yes.
Well, yeah, I know that. But that's the thing, is like, that would actually kind of be a cool ending, just keeping with the 80s vibe. But they would have had to, like, redo, like, cinematography and everything to really make it work.
I like it because
Like, more
Everyone's
like
united.
Total Recall.
I like it because everyone's united now against Dr. Manhattan, as
Yeah.
opposed to thinking like, oh, I thought they would think Dr. Manhattan would save him. And Dr. Manhattan's just like, I'm still tired of your bullshit and I'm going to fuck off to space.
Right.
So I think it makes more sense to have everyone unite against him.
No, I definitely agree. Yeah.
Plus, Dr. Manhattan, in a way, is kind of like a dick at a certain point anyway.
That's just because you were staring at it the whole movie.
Oh, shit. Oh, God damn it. I'm not going to daha that.
Why? That's line of the day.
I got like 2 in 5 minutes.
Okay, there you go. Okay. Mainly because I didn't want to start over the music again. I only have one board here, and only one hand, and the other hand's got a beer in it. The whole gang thing, when they boost Rorschach out of jail, the black and white gang, the Nagas or whatever they're called,
The Nagas.
NAGA wasn't what they were called. Remember, they go and they find the old Night Owl and beat him up and kill him.
The Top Knots?
Top Knots, is that what they're
No,
called?
they
fuck do you
call
get
them the
Naga out of
Knot
that?
Tops in this. In the movie, at least, they call them Knot Tops instead of Top Knots.
Okay, it's still close
I
to
thought
whatever
that
the
was
fuck he
weird.
said.
The Nagas.
I don't know. That's what it sounded like to me. I had a edible. I don't have to make excuses. It is my show.
You and your fucking weed salami.
Weed salami, indeed.
Speaking of salami,
Thanks for the birthday present.
speaking of salami, back to Dr. Manhattan's giant blue dick.
No, I was going to say, though, that whole scene where Night Owl beats the shit out of the dude in the bar and you see his teeth come out and stuff, that part was brutal, and that was not in the original.
Right, no.
And him going kind of nuts on him wasn't in it. Them getting mugged in the original was different. Here's they're looking for trouble. In the original, they just kind of wandered down there on accident on the way.
Oh, yeah, no.
Okay.
And they edit it as if they are leaving the beer night with what's his name. They like flip
Right,
it. They
yeah,
make it
yeah.
seem like they're on their way out and not on their way there. And they add that part in. So,
And I think the fight scene was actually longer in this one, too.
oh yeah, most definitely. The mugging fight scene definitely. God, what else? The jail. I gotta say though, and it was the exact same length, but it still is my favorite in this, and it's totally worth watching this for this one. I call it the old boy Arkham Asylum scene.
Oh, down the corridor?
Yeah, the green corridor, dude.
There's a couple hallway scenes in this.
That one is the best though. The Arkham Knight scene is
With
definitely
Silk Spectre and Night Owl.
Yeah. Like the all slow mo, but it's good. It's not like over like jerking me off slow mo. It's just, you know what I mean? It's just like,
You know what I like?
Yes.
That flying knee that fucking Night Owl does, where he goes up, hits the guy, sends him flying, and lands. I'm like, that looks like it's out of a video game. That felt like it was out of a
100%.
video game.
Yeah, that's the V trigger, dude. Kenny Omega does that. He got it from Street Fighter, the V trigger.
Okay.
Yeah, the flying knee thing. That's really
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, Kenny Omega used to do that all the time, and people like
Who
would
was that,
woo it.
Sagat?
Kenny Omega is a pro wrestler.
Well, you
Yeah,
said you got it
bro.
from Street Fighter. I'm like, who?
I don't know. He just calls it the V trigger. I don't know who he got it
It
from.
was Vega.
Was it?
Maybe Vega.
He was triggered.
Possibly. Oh, I see what you're doing there. That's cute. I like that. That's good. It's good times. Keep that up. It might be funny someday. Get your hands away from the button. All right. The Rorschach story in interrogation is much longer too.
It is.
Yeah.
And it's still inaccurate, but I kind of like it better. Once again, Zack Snyder improves it. So in the comic book, when he finds the, pedophile child killer, instead of chopping his head fucking repeatedly...
Oh, no. I know what he does. He goes, why don't you have a seat?
No, that's Chris Hansen.
Oh, okay. That's
I call
what
you Chris Hansen.
Why did you bring Mike's Hard Lemonade and sugar cookies?
Well, it's somewhere in between that and bashing his head in with the cleaver. No, he handcuffs him to the radiator and everything, and then lights the place on fire and just walks out and listens to him scream as he burns to death.
Yeah.
Still cool,
but not as... We're trying to portray this man as a fucking psychopath, sociopath, whatever.
forgot
Yeah.
how much gore is in this movie, by the way.
Oh, yeah. No, he goes choppity chop.
Especially the extended version on that scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, where you see him, like, parts of the face kind of flop over. And
Dude,
yeah.
that scene is brutal. One scene that I forgot to mention. The comedian... Also, too, the real-life comedian, this is why I was like, oh, man, it would have been cool if the comedian would be played by Woody Harrelson.
Right.
Because Woody Harrelson's dad is the one that took credit. We don't know if this is true or not, obviously. But he took credit for the death of JFK. He said that he was the actual shooter.
Oh,
and
he was that second gunman.
Yeah.
On the grassy knoll.
He was convicted, I want to say, of 8 murders, and they're all political, like all judges.
Oh.
So he was like a no bullshit. He was a
hitman, yeah.
He wasn't just some crazy guy that killed somebody once. He's like, no, this was a career killer.
Yeah.
And, but...
That's Woody Harrelson's dad.
Yes. In real life.
That's crazy.
In real life, Woody Harrelson's dad was a contract killer. Look him up. I mean, it's not hard. It's not like I have to read it off to you because we're doing a movie. But Woody Harrelson would have been a great comedian just for that one scene where you see JFK get blown away in this movie. It's way longer.
Way longer.
Because you just saw him go down with a rifle and you just recognize the road. In this one, you actually see his brain go all over the back of the car.
Back into the left.
Back into the left. Yeah,
back
everywhere.
Into the left.
And it's crazy, crazy gory, which I don't want to sound like old or prudish, but I was like kind of a little disrespectful or at least a little weird. Like
it's definitely a little weird.
It's weird.
Yeah. Like how vivid they made it.
Yeah, like someone put a lot of time into this.
Right. And again, we have it on video. We've seen it ad nauseum billions of times.
But
give it another 20, 30 years. We're going to have people, recreating, 9/11 movies and...
Oh, didn't they already do a 9/11 movie like a couple of years afterward?
Yeah, but it was like the rescue. It wasn't like showing.
Yeah,
was it any
event,
good?
Nobody's going to be, a background actor, falling, trying to mimic the way somebody fell.
Was it like super, super patriotic and shit?
Oh yeah, of course.
Was it any
good?
good?
Had Nick Cage.
Ooh, it had Nick Cage?
Yeah.
Ooh, that might be worth a watch.
He's rocking the mustache. You gotta love Nick Cage with the mustache,
dude. I'll take my Cage
unless
anyway.
It's gonna be Steve Buscemi. I don't want to fucking see it.
Yeah. Ooh.
Dude, that would be a great buddy cop movie. Cage, Buscemi, Honey Badger, coming soon.
Honey Badger. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's the name of their PI team.
Yeah.
Yeah, PIHB.
It's like a Tango and Cash.
Yeah, exactly.
Honey and Badger.
Yeah. Which one has the toothpick? They both
Steve
have
Buscemi.
You guys know Steve Buscemi was actually there, right?
Okay, wait a minute.
He was actually there rescuing people.
Well, he's got a toothpick, but then Nick Cage has got a match, like an unlit match. How about that? Oh, and one of them always has I cut myself shaving this morning, like with a razor Band-Aid.
Oh, yeah, the little piece of toilet paper on there.
Yeah. Like, and like the missing one button on in a red leather jacket. Not a black leather jacket, not a brown, but a red leather jacket.
Wow, going full Michael on this one.
Dude, this project's going to be... What's their car?
It's 1970 something muscle car. Is it a GTO? I think
El
it's
Camino.
No,
El Camino.
An El Camino.
Yeah, because there's a plot point at the end where there's a shootout and they jump in the back of the El Camino while the other guy's driving the car.
Oh, it's got like a machine gun in the back of the car?
It's dual pistols.
Oh, okay.
About the back.
Are you trying to appeal to my Latino heritage? Because it's working. It's working. It's totally working.
Yeah, it also says R.I.P. Mary Soul 1978 on the side, like embroidered, like all Mexican status, too. So, yes, it does.
I'm sold.
Oh, come on. Can they have an amigo?
That scene was not in this movie.
Yeah, no, that was not in this movie.
God, there was a lot of others. It's so hard to do a review of this movie without just kind of just saying, here's the differences between, because it's 4 hours. We already did a good setup of 40 minutes.
Yeah.
How are we supposed to walk through 4 hours of movie in 40 minutes? I know, right?
Can't.
So, God, what other gory? The arms getting chopped off, super gory.
Oh, super gory.
The face melty scene with the fry oil.
Yeah. Oh, what I forgot was when he's Dr. Manhattan's in the club with those gangsters start pulling guns out and they got like their wives next to him and he just explodes them all in front of everybody.
Yeah.
Dude,
and just gore goes everywhere, all over the wives and girlfriends, and then up on the ceiling.
Yeah, and like you see just an arm dangle and you want to hear fatality afterward. I remember that scene.
That was squishy.
Dude, what about when fucking comedian's girl in Saigon gets gunned down by him?
Oh.
She hits him with the fucking glass. And
Yeah.
that's
That
in the
looked like it
regular version. That is in the regular version, but like for whatever reason, it just... The explanation afterward when he's like, you could have made the guns disappear or bullets turn to mercury.
Yeah.
That explanation was longer and it made it kind of creepier in a way. Like that scene was actually hard to watch.
Because he's trying to rationalize it like, this is your fault, not mine. And he walks off.
Yeah.
Psycho.
Oh, wow. God. So I think that Manhattan is in a lot more of compared to the other characters, he's in this a lot less. Time length wise versus the other characters.
Yeah, almost definitely.
Because in the regular cut,
because time doesn't mean anything to him.
Well, I mean, in the regular, whatever. You're reaching.
Fuck you! Give me my daha.
You're reaching. Now I won. I'll tell you what, though. This is very time length wise. I think that Night Owl actually has way more shit because Silk Spectre and him have almost equal time on camera on the regular, except for in the very beginning when he's meeting with his buddy.
Right.
In this one, it seems like he has his own side plot with Rorschach that doesn't really happen that long on the regular.
Well, you got to remember, there's also the scene where they fucked the entire song of Hallelujah.
Yeah, I think that's in the regular version too.
I wish it was the entire song.
I think that was in the regular version as well.
I don't think it was that long.
I remember it was uncomfortably long. But
yes. Also, the whole was the scene where his fetish of like, hey, I want to bang you, but only on Mars in costume with a nuclear bomb going off in the background.
And they unzip their clothes. No, that was in there too. Yeah,
that was in there.
That was okay.
There's a couple of weird of those like what I call Dune scenes, where it's like this could have totally been cut out and it would have not harmed the plot whatsoever. It seemed like you're just doing this to be weird.
Was Rorschach the Quizarak Bandersnatch or whatever the fuck he is?
Yes, he was Bandersnatch. God, I'm trying to think of what else was very, very different about this one.
Picturing Rorschach. The sleeper's awakened.
God damn, dude. Do I really, really fucking love Rorschach, though? Like, every time I watch this movie, even though I know he's
a great character.
This is one of those movies where I dread seeing it if I'm not planning on seeing it, but once it's going, it's great.
Yeah.
Shawshank is one of these movies. Like, oh man, do I really have this much time?
Oh, it's on.
But it's on. I'm watching it, I guess.
Yeah. Fifth Element, I'll do that too. It's on, and I'll just keep watching.
Yeah, but Fifth Element is over in a fart. Like it's that movie is
short. It's concise.
It's what a movie should be. Like this movie's very long. This is one of those movies where it's like I'm glad I've saw the Schneider cut. It's very good. But I'm
it's the superior cut.
It is the superior cut, but I'm kind of happy with watching just the regular. Just because how long this fucking thing is that I wish it would be cut. Here goes something that they should do.
Well,
why don't they cut this into 4 episodes and make it like its own mini series? Like I would like that.
That would be fantastic. Yeah.
Like if it said for real, like intermission 1, play the next disc or something.
Yeah.
Or intermission 1, press stop now, and then you come back and watch it later, and it remembers where you were.
Go pee, you fucking degenerates. Come back later.
I mean, that's how they originally did, and I've actually seen the cut of it for Hateful Eight.
Really?
Hateful Eight and there was another one too. I think it was Inglorious. They actually cut them up in their chapters. Mm-hmm. So, like where it says like Revenge of Fathead,
right.
They're actually cut up that way, and they are on Netflix. And you had to search for them; they were never recommended for you. You actually had to look them up. This was probably around 2018, 2000.
Okay.
Yeah, but they were actually they were in a format on Netflix where it was a miniseries.
That's kind of dope, actually.
I know,
yeah.
but they never
digestible.
They never advertised it ever, and they were the long versions too.
I feel like they probably weren't supposed to have it.
I think what happened is just to see if it would go viral, kind of like what Bethesda does with like what they call like silent drops or silent releases,
right?
You know,
also, it makes it more digestible that way. Because
most definitely.
Not everyone's going to get off at fucking 4 o'clock in the afternoon on a fucking Wednesday and be like, you know what? I want to watch a 4-hour fucking movie.
Dude,
if you were to try to squeeze Breaking Bad into a 4-hour movie, even it would be a little choppy. You know, it sometimes it is better to see things in a drawn out, chopped up way,
right?
Rather than just one big sitting.
Then yeah, I mean, meatloaf's delicious and all, but dude, that's a lot of meatloaf.
I've never had a movie be a binge watch before.
I have.
I mean, not one movie, but I've done like all the Lord of the Rings extended.
That's exactly what I was about to say.
In one day, yeah.
Not in one day. Not one day.
Oh,
but
I've done it one day.
I did them in 2 days.
Okay.
Because it started when I got off work at 12:30 a.m. at Safeway, and it ended like that next day with like a nap and pizza break in between.
Yeah.
So and because Larry got the Return of the King, the big one. Mm-hmm. It was like the release day of that.
Okay.
And then we're like, all right, now we have all of them. We gonna do this?
Yeah.
You're like, might as well.
Whenever I do the extended cut Lord of the Rings, it's a 2-day commitment. At some point in the middle of fucking Two Towers, I have like break time.
Two Towers isn't even the one. It's middle of Two Towers. That's actually a good fight. It's always before. I could actually.
As soon as he gets stabbed by Shelob, it's like, okay, Frodo's dead. Pause.
Yeah, that's a good spot. Mine is always like Return of the King. It's like that's the one where it's like, oh. All right, here we go. Because that is legitimately no gross estimate. That's a 4.5 hour movie?
I think so.
I want to say pretty close to that. Yeah, between 4 and
I want to see
4.5.
I want to do the ultimate cut with you guys now.
Because the ending, it's my god, dude. Well, Christmas is around the corner, meaning it's gonna fucking have to wait till Christmas if I'm gonna do this. I'd actually rather do just the theatricals because there is a lot of past scenes in the later movies that go back to those scenes over and over again. Mm-hmm. There really is. Like, how many times do we see Galadriel and fucking Erwin or whatever his name is in the same room having the same goddamn conversation without the series? Probably about 8 or 9 times. Like, the 8 or 9 times.
It's a lot, yeah.
Yeah. And it's not all of the scenes, but it's those scenes. And it's like, when they're elongated, it's, come on. I gotta poop.
We get it. You want to eat again. All right, whatever.
Is there anything in this that you thought was too long or drug out or could have been edited a little bit? Because all the Mars scenes still bother me right now. And it's not the effects. It's that.
Well, according to Senor Antonius, the Hallelujah scene.
What?
No,
it was
could have been longer.
Uncomfortably long.
No,
Zach
said it was
Zach
uncomfortably
said it was
long.
uncomfortably long.
I said
Okay.
I wish it was the whole song, which is like a 15-minute song.
It's 15 minutes.
I only got 3.5 minutes out of this. There was a lot more to go.
I do not like music video sex scenes in movies.
That flamethrower came on way too soon here, buddy.
I like my sex scenes to seem like very awkward and real, like in Enemy at the Gates.
Oh yeah, that was a good one.
But when you have a scene like the sex scene from Terminator, it's just cheese to me. Like, it seems like an excuse to have, like boobs.
Titties, yeah.
But it's not even like realistic.
Well, Zack Snyder did have to give us some boobies there.
No, I mean, but we didn't even get to see nipples, though.
Yeah, we did. There was nipples in there.
Yeah, but not like I wanted. And without...
I'm sorry you didn't get the nipples you wanted.
Well, I'm sorry, but without nipples, titties have no point.
Quite literally.
Duh.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna say I had that chambered, but that fart was. Yeah. Enjoy that. 6 pieces of pepperoni pizza.
So, what would you guys say for superhero movies? Where's this one ranked for you?
Ooh,
One of the top for sure.
top 5,
Yeah.
easy. Top 5.
Top 5. Yeah, I have this as my number 2, only behind The Incredibles.
Get the fuck. I heard you guys talking about this.
Yeah.
This is because I mean, Incredibles is Watchmen for kids. It is.
I would never ever put
Kind of, yeah.
a graphic novel movie that's live action next to a Pixar movie because I am not.
Okay,
a
this
2-year-old.
isn't fucking Planes. This isn't fucking Finding Nemo. This is Brad Bird doing a really good superhero movie that just happens to be animated by Pixar.
It was a really good superhero movie.
So is Kung Fu Panda.
That's not a superhero movie.
Yeah,
but it wasn't that bad.
It's a kung fu
martial arts movie.
Yeah.
It wasn't that bad.
Kung Fu Panda is amazing.
It was pretty good.
It's like my favorite animated.
I'm just saying, it's a pretty good movie. Do you remember when Jack Black did namings of pandas after that for a minute, or Jack White, whatever his name is?
He's the black one.
Did you know Jack White's a juggalo?
Jack White.
I don't know who Jack White is.
White Stripes.
Dun, 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 dun,
I know who Jack White is. Yes.
Yeah, he had Insane Clown Posse come over and record in his studio, and he put on Jack White has makeup, so it was funny because the juggalos were juggling up, and he was putting on his white face, and he goes, and Jackie's like, "This is fresh." Heard it on your mom's house. Why would he lie? So
I was like, yeah.
I don't think that I don't think a Schneider cut is really.
He tries to work it in every episode.
He already talked about typo. He needs to bring up
I actually
juggalos.
did not mention typo negative. You just did.
Yep.
I did not mention
That was
them
true.
at all.
You did
that
bring
was
up
during the
typo.
viewing.
I did not bring up typo. Mark my fucking words, dude. I did not once bring them up, but typo negative are a pretty good band.
I'm gonna listen back and be like, yeah, he mentions it at some point.
That's all you do. You're part of this product, and all you just listen to it to hate it. I avoid it so I don't hate it. Damn. I don't think Schneider cuts are a good way to actually review movies. I'm
What?
No, they need to be because, god damn it, we're not watching the fucking theatrical Justice League. It's so bad. It's Power Glove. It's so bad.
Did this start the trend? By the way, of,
Yes.
it did.
This is yeah.
This was the one that started it.
well, director's cuts and
No, I'm saying like
unrated cuts were a
the-
thing in the early 2000s.
Yeah,
but like the Snyder cut, I mean, people looked at this
as a
and
template.
said, he needs to do his version because it's going to be better. Look what he did with
Yeah.
Watchmen.
Right.
Yeah, apparently the 300 one is like that too, which I've never seen. It's called the definitive version, but so this was Marvel's first, or this was DC property, but
Kinda.
Right.
But this what became the template for what Marvel was doing.
You all right over there?
No, I am. I had it's my cable. Trying to get comfortable and around my cable. While you watch me sit down.
You
Only-
over there patting the couch like a fucking cat?
No, like I'm
Sitting
moving
down.
this.
Maybe if I put my leg up here, give it a little lick.
Dude, I got I ate a bunch of pizza and listened to and watched the Snyder Cut. And I'm trying to get my bubble guts situated. Trying to get my Manhattans pointed and ready to fire.
Oh, God.
What about it? All right. What about if the whole time he would have been glowing yellow? Do you think his penis would have been funnier?
What the fuck? How fucking high are you right now?
High enough to think that's that question.
Just different colored Dr. Manhattans.
Yeah. Like if there was if there was like 3 blue ones and they're all pleasuring her, but one of them was yellow and you're like, oh, that's the one with the boner. Because that's the one that would have the boner. The blue one would be the coldest, so by color association, it'd be the most flaccid, right? The red one would be like ready to explode.
What the fuck are you talking about? Where'd you get this weed? I would like some, please.
I just think that Dr. Manhattan is, if he was a thermostat, he'd be rated like when he. Remember when?
Why is he gonna be a thermostat?
Like, remember when he's in the interview and he's super dark blue? Because that's when his dick is the smallest, right? But when Dr. Manhattan's like on Mars and he's all glowing orange and shit, that's when his boner's like,
I think we've lost the plot, everyone.
I want to know, why is Zach so focused on a rainbow of Manhattan dicks?
So I'm just saying, it's like, it's like a thermostat. The hotter he gets, the brighter color he is, the more his cock is. You got to think, okay, also, wait a minute, hold on.
And he caught up to where his brain was. Jesus fuck.
I think it's time for you guys to take over the show.
Fun fact we missed. When they were shooting him, and he was putting out the blue light, not the fucking yellow light, Zach. He was putting out that blue light. They actually had him wear like an LED fucking suit that was like head to toe, and
That's
it even
cool.
went like under his feet, so when he walked, he didn't have a shadow.
Yeah.
And it would emit light everywhere.
Also,
So that blue light you see on the other actors is actually
It's
like
real, yeah.
It's real.
They had these little LED pincushion points, too. They put on every point of his angled face, so that way when he would smile or talk, it would shine the way it would.
Oh, yeah.
So it was like he kind of had a Rorschach's mask in a way, like kind of like his mask, but it would like glow and it would have all these like rhinestones of LEDs in him.
The really shit part though is he looks like Mr. Freeze from Batman and Robin.
I was gonna say he looks like Tron. It looked like the Tron
looks
suit.
like Tron,
Right.
Yeah. Like the OG Tron, not the cool Tron, not the fun like black leather with the cool sleek lines. No, like old shitty Tron.
And it was blue. It wasn't yellow. He was right. In the making. In the making of it. Dude, what the fuck was up with that tiger thing at the end?
Oh, that was cool. Was it Barbarous or whatever?
Dude, no, what that looked like? That looked like that one fucking Pokemon in Pearl that I like. That looks like Sephiroth.
Yeah, you know the one. The Pokemon.
In Pearl.
In Pearl.
Yeah, the cat one in Pearl with the horn.
Blue cat.
Oh, fuck.
Absol.
With the long
Absol's not a
thingy.
cat.
Well, it looked like that tiger thing at the end.
I thought you were talking about the
You too.
Ozzy has that. Remember, Ozzy has that like
Lipard? Are you talking about Lipard?
No, I'm talking about Absol, the tiger thing with the sword on his head.
I don't know what we're
That's
talking
not
about.
a tiger thing.
but-
That's Raikou. Raikou is the tiger thing.
No, I'm talking about Absol, son. Anyway,
Absol's a dog, isn't it?
No, it's a thing that looks like Sephiroth. Okay. Anyway, it has a sword on his head.
It looks like Sephiroth.
That's Absol. Yeah. That's a dog.
Well, whatever. Doesn't that look like that tiger thing
Absol's
he has?
not a cat.
Oh, that's the face. Okay,
Well,
there we go.
Ozzy has that like that Absol thing at the
it
end.
looks
The
like
swoop. I
its
understand
head
what
is
you were
doing
doing.
jazzercise.
Yeah. It's got a swoopy thing.
It's got the frilly like 16th
Stop playing
century
with my Pokemon. You
fucking
leave that alone.
Thing over, the fucking
Can't believe you guys.
Jesus.
But no, you know what I mean though. That one tiger thing is really cool, and it doesn't even do anything. And you want to see something cool that happen, and then it dies, and he says sorry to it, and then you're like, "What was?"
Yeah, they don't really explain it in the comic either. It's there. It's a genetically modified tiger cat thing.
Just to be cool.
Yeah.
It's just because, like, look how rich and brilliant I am.
And also, bad guys have cats.
Yeah. Yeah, that was kind of cool, though. I don't know why. I just wanted to see it in battle, but it doesn't do battle.
I did, yeah. I totally wanted to see it fight somebody.
Right? Like
doesn't do it.
Like, it should have tackled Silk Spectre or like, at least, like, knock them down.
Night Owl, dude.
Or Night Owl, yeah, exactly.
They could have done, like, a Star Wars where it's like, she'll fight the cat. The cat goes up and, like, scratches her, and, like, some of her, like, shirt rips a little bit.
That
would have
been
cleavage.
Cool. Oh.
That would have been cool. More nipple, please. That would have been good.
You're just, like, hyper-focused on the nipple, man.
I had nipple foreplay all day, and I didn't get it really. Did you notice she kind of had, like, with her hair and everything, a very Catherine Isabel look
That's
to her?
the other thing he knew to add in. Yep. It's not a knife party episode without Catherine Isabel, 707.
It's 707-373-0. No wonder why I get so many people calling me, "Hi, Mr. Evergreen, are you interested in solar panels? Do you listen to the show?" Catherine Isabel.
We're almost there for knife party bingo. All we need is for him to call Mike Lynch a disgusting fat body at the end of the episode.
Fat body. Now hand me one of those beers.
Which one?
Whilst I talk about this.
Oh, God. We're bringing back the Wilts.
To be fair, I am.
To be fair.
No, I was just trying to do the bingo. I actually don't need a beer. Or you can hand me one.
You son of a
Shut up. This is the Snyder cut of a fucking podcast where it's like, shouldn't this podcast have ended a while ago? Yes, it should have.
No.
But it's
keep
not.
it going.
But it's the Snyder cut.
It's Snyder cut. We're just gonna keep doing it.
An uncomfortable length.
So,
that's what I've been told.
do you think?
That's line of the day.
Is he yellow then? Are you in yellow mode? Or are you in red mode? Or are you in blue mode? Or are you in TV blue mode?
What?
You know, what? Never mind.
What's post explosion mode?
I understand what he's saying.
That's probably like a lime green, like a typo negative green, if you will.
There it is.
Ass. Oh, shit.
Oh, so are we going to talk about the HBO series at all? Have you seen that one?
I haven't, so enlighten us. But I heard
It's weird.
I heard it's very weird, and also it was a COVID project, and COVID projects usually are very weird,
Yeah.
especially television.
So it takes place in like the modern era, and the laws of everything have changed. Robert Redford's still president.
Okay.
Yeah, come to find out, Hooded Justice. He's not white. He's actually black.
Okay.
But he paints himself to look white. And
That's
Dr.
so weird.
Manhattan fell in love with a girl and mind-fucked himself to make him forget he wasn't Dr. Manhattan anymore. And he's just been living with her.
How the fuck does that work?
Yeah, did he turn himself yellow or like human yellow?
Human yellow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And then he comes back
They're
as
like,
Dr.
we ran
Manhattan,
out
but
of
he doesn't
money.
look right.
Write us a way to save money. Dr. Manhattan loses his powers. Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole thing's weird. Oh, and she's a superhero too.
Does he
Oh,
walk
and the
around
squids
naked?
are back.
The squids are back.
Yeah, so it's a
All
squid.
right.
It's based on the ending of the comic. Has nothing to do with the Zack Snyder movie.
Okay.
So, is there like a whole Watchmen series versus Watchmen movie, like Reddit shit feud thing?
Of course.
Yeah, that makes
All
sense.
the neckbeards have to have a fucking opinion on this.
The worst episode ever is when the tentacle comes out and it's not the right color. It's supposed to be yellow, but it came out green. Like in the comic book, it was totally purple. It is purple, but it had green rings.
I know they made more comics recently, and I just haven't. I don't have it in me to read them. I'm like, no, they're gonna ruin it.
Are they written by the same
Of
dude?
course they're gonna ruin it.
Mr. Moore?
I don't think so.
Because I think he only wrote the first 10 and just moved on.
Well, yeah, he only wrote like the story we watched, and then after that, nothing. And now, I think it's just different writers at DC doing like a Rorschach series, doing a
Yeah, 'cause-
Dr. Manhattan series.
Doesn't Rorschach not die in the comic book, if I'm not mistaken?
No, he dies.
He Not the same way, though, does he?
Exact same way.
Yeah. That I know.
Yeah, that was a shot-for-shot remake.
Oh, okay.
He even splatters into a little Rorschach pattern. I think
Yeah.
it looks like his signature more in the comic.
You're right. He just dies because different reasons. He dies because he's going to tell him that he... Yeah, okay. Yeah, see, that's why I like this one better.
Yeah, I'd like the movie better than the comic. This is one of the few cases where a movie was better than the book. It's this and Twilight.
Shining?
Wait.
Didn't read the book, so I can't.
Yeah.
I can't judge that one.
This is better.
You read and watched Twilight?
Yeah. No.
We all know what color you are.
Yeah, no.
With
No,
glitter.
blue, but that Twilight blue filter. That's kind of in this. But no, I felt like I was missing out because I was like, I miss out on the fucking Harry Potter thing because I'm just too old to miss it. And now here's this book that everyone's talking about, and I start reading it, and
Dude,
it's fucking awful.
If there was a
It's
Schneider
fucking
cut...
awful.
So
If
you
there was
felt
a Schneider
you were
cut-
missing out on like
Team
a
Edward or Team Jacob?
like a 16-year-old girl's fantasy.
14, probably.
Didn't realize
14-year-old
that's
girl's
what it was at the
fantasy.
time.
That's what you felt like you were missing out on.
It's like,
No,
I
I
heard
just thought
it's...
it was like this next big fucking book that everyone was
What-
reading.
what
Didn't
would-
realize what it was.
It would have been worse if he could have ran up to us and goes, guys, it's like the next Lost Boys. You got to see this. At least he was closeted.
If it
about
was good, I would say, like, hey guys, it was actually good, or it has these redeeming qualities.
You say
It's
a lot of
fucking
gay things. This is the
awful.
gayest thing you've ever said. I don't mean gay like...
That is not the gayest thing I've ever said.
I don't mean gay like the fun kind of...
This
I
is
mean
very
like-
ungay.
Yeah,
This
no,
is sad.
That doesn't make the top 10. No. And no, this movie is...
So this one time.
I wish it was like okay, but just kind of gay. No, this movie is this book
It's terrible.
is fucking terrible. It's poorly written. The bitch needs a fucking thesaurus. Like,
Yeah, you could read
use
that
the
whole
same
book.
phrases over and over again to explain the same fucking emotions.
Isn't it at like a 3rd or 4th grade?
Worse?
Or
It's
worse?
so bad.
I heard you could speed fucking read that fucking book. Like, really, even though it's that thick, it's all like, what, 13 font or something? You could just power through that
Somebody fucking like typed up all the different like instances where she says like, I've blushed, he sighed, and it's like 28 times for this fucking phrase, 38 times for this fucking phrase. She uses them over and over again.
Oh,
it's
God,
like, learn
I
how to
fucking
say
hate
other
that.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I wish you could rag on me just because, he read a fucking girly book. No, I read a shitty girly book. Not even a well-written girly book.
So,
Yeah, that definitely makes it better for you.
there should be the Snyder
It's
cut
worse.
where he
But,
puts
I mean,
in like
what-
he came in his jeans, all right, and like whoa, even though it's poorly written, that's
You
so
know,
cool.
you know what? I'm for it now. We need a Snyder cut of Twilight.
Oh, no, I'm out. I mean, but though, like, when you were at the bookstore buying it, and the cashier was like, "Are you really sure, sir, that
Sir.
you wanna buy this?"
Sir,
No, I was
and
there
you were
in
like,
line.
"Oh, yep, this is gonna be
Your
great."
I was there in line with a bunch of other guys buying it, probably for their girlfriends, and
he's like,
yeah,
No,
they're like,
they were all gay.
They were like,
probably.
sir, your daughter's really gonna enjoy this. Is she Team Jacob or Team Edward? You're like,
I was like 18 reading it, so it wasn't too far out of line.
I think so.
Yeah, I mean, if I just read Twilight for the first time like last year,
Wait a minute.
that would have looked weird.
You were
It
a
was
brony,
fucking-
weren't you?
He-
You were a brony, weren't you?
no.
I took you a while to answer that.
He was
wanna
18
make sure I heard that
going
right.
on fucking menopause.
You wanna talk to your other boy about the brony stuff? That's not me.
Oh, we all know Nick Neo is a fucking sparkle motion, whatever. What is the name of that one?
No. There was another friend of ours and him be like, hey, it's actually really well written. I'm like, I don't care how well written it is. No.
No, there's
No.
no way My Little Pony is a well-written thing.
God, no.
Not touching it.
The only... What about if there was a Snyder cut of Twilight where Bella gets her butthole eaten?
And there's a 3-minute sex scene to Hallelujah.
And no hallelujah, and it's awkward.
Yeah.
And she farts a little and goes, "Sorry, I blushed."
What if there's a little bit more nip in there? If Twilight with nip, the Snyder cut.
Here's the thing, though.
I blowfish.
She always reminds me of retard because she always has her mouth quasi agape and her eyes like dead, like she's thinking of something retarded. So I've seen retard porn before.
Wow.
Is that legal?
No,
Doesn't sound legal.
No, it's not like full blown. We're like TikTok. We're just talking like Katy Perry retard.
Wait, so they're pretending to be...
No, like
God.
no, like they can.
Hey,
have a,
they got stuck in a dryer.
no,
They got stuck in a couch cushion.
No, you could
Yeah,
just-
I'm pretty sure the name is accurate.
you could just tell the mom used to have like a couple of bumps during pregnancy. Retard. That's what I mean. They still have like a driver's license and they're in Mandro to Kmart, but still, they got the safe combination. They're doing well in life for their IQ points.
Jesus.
Speaking of doing some bumps,
The
in porn,
IQ
mom.
is their bump stat. You know what I mean?
So Silk Spectre 1,
Yeah.
still would, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, in the 80s mode.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's like, I need to go
Yeah.
freshen up. I'm like, that's 80s for I need to go do cocaine in the bathroom really quick.
Was I the only one
can
slightly
help you.
turned on by the rape scene? Where I was like, this is kind of hot, actually.
Yeah.
You know what it was? It was the boots.
It was the boots that did it.
That dude, and also too when
It
the
wasn't like that deep secret fantasy of always just wanting to slap one around.
well, the
He's
boots,
like,
Wasn't
yeah.
a no.
I want to take a cue ball to a bitch's head and then
the boots had
and
a
then
lot
get
to
her
do with
boots.
it. And also, she has the back zip too, and you heard the zip, and you're like,
I think that was his zipper.
He's excited either way.
yeah, I know. And then that guy, like the hangman dude, has to ruin everything. He goes, "You motherfucker." And he talks all weird. You're like, "What race are you?"
Come to find out he's actually black, pretending to be white.
Which is hilarious.
If you're
so
pretend to be white,
weird.
you're going to go for a weird British accent.
I think it was like Eastern European or something.
It did sound weird. Yeah. It sounded like my friend. You know, like it sounded like to end every sentence, it would be like,
come to suck your night.
it'd be like, it is good. Like after everything he'd say, you know.
These are all terrible accents, and I love them.
Yes, you like. What?
You sound like Dracula doing a Borat impression.
This impression you like. It's good. You like. It's good, my friend.
Terrible.
Yeah, make you offer. But for your daughter. Damn.
Speaking of daughter, that was a surprise, even to the guy who could see into the future.
Here's the other thing too.
But it's only his future.
This like part in the Snyder cut. In the original one, he knows it the whole time. In this one, he actually learns it from her, which is kind of interesting. So it kind of makes sense why he changed his mind, because in the original one, they cut it like he knows and he shows it to her, and his reaction is what changes his mind. But in this one, it's different. So kind of liked it better, but it was more confusing because he's like, he just says to her a second ago, "You're going to tell me about how blah blah blah. You guys are cheating on me," and then she does, and he goes, "You guys are cheating on me." And you just said that, dude.
Yeah.
So I don't know. So
no, it's weird because it's like certain things you should already know. Like comedian's going to shoot the girl, you know, because he knocked her up, but then like he's surprised. You know, it's like, well, you knew it was going to happen. Like you could have stopped it, but he also talks later about like all of his responses are already predetermined.
So he knows what's going to happen and just kind of does
which
it.
I
He's going through the motions.
Which I kind of like that, which wasn't in the original explanation. I actually did like that because it made sense where you still get his like kind of shock and dismay, even though he knows it's going to happen. It's like, I knew it was going to happen. I just didn't know it was going to happen like that kind of thing.
Okay.
Because, I mean, I've seen shit happen, like, not, like, psychic, but, you know, when all patterns point to, this is the Chekhov's gun,
right.
This is definitely going to happen in real life, like, with a person, a job, or whatever. And then when it does happen, you're like, wow, I knew it was going to happen, I just didn't know it was going to go down like that.
Right.
And I thought I prepared myself for this, but clearly I did not, because I feel different than how I thought it was going to happen.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Usually this is with chicks and jobs.
A little bit, yeah.
Or both. Each one is its own, you know.
Chick jobs.
Chick jobs.
Don't get excited now, zombies.
The death toll in this movie, I lost count at around, I want to say 20.
Or are we supposed to be counting?
Are we counting like the war scenes and all that?
No,
like,
I'm talking about like the explosions, the deaths, or that dude died.
Yeah.
And I think in the original we have around 12. So, but there's a couple who like, there's no way that dude survived. Or he was maimed so bad, he's not going to be the same.
Right.
You know? And I'm talking about like, not like necessarily the random war scenes, because there's really not too many of them, because it's mainly just people on fire, you know.
And the explodey bits.
Yeah, I'm talking about like confirmed kills.
Okay.
So a bit more of that in this. So it was gorier. Storyline heavier. Oh, here goes a good question. I will watch the original again. I don't know if I'm going to see this one again, though.
I definitely will. I'm
not saying no ever, but
this is the version I've been watching. I don't watch it super often, but like when I do, like I'm watching this version.
Like I get where Zach's coming from, because I look at the ultimate cut the way he looks at the director's cut. Just God, that's a fucking task. Yeah, that's a whole day off.
Yeah,
you know, dedicated to this now.
I know we we were all prepared and ready to go. Mike's hot at 5. It's now 10. And so the fast 5 hours have just been watching and dedicated to this movie. And it's like, whew, it's a lot.
Yeah.
You know, it's like...
it's a lot. It's really good, but it's a lot.
It's good, but it's a lot. It's kind of like its own holiday. Like, we made our own, like... It's like the end of a giant barbecue where you're like, wow, that was fun, but it was a lot of work.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. And even though we didn't do anything, we just sat here watching it, but it was just, like, time invested wise and, you know...
Trying to pay attention so that way we can talk about it for another couple hours afterwards.
Exactly. Trying to wake yourself up after the weed salami you had.
I didn't have any weed salami.
Like I said, that's like the thing doing the podcast with you guys is like now we watch movies a bit differently, but it does take more effort.
Yeah.
To watch it the way we do. So yeah, especially with longer movies like this, it's just hard to maintain that.
You know,
sort of thing.
Hardest work I ever kind of did on a movie, and I don't even know if the podcast came out so well, was like recently we just did the Barbie movie, and that was really hard because I couldn't shut off my brain and just like watch a dumb movie.
Yeah.
You had to analyze it.
I had to find meaning in something meaningless.
Okay.
And it took a lot of work. Like, you think with the other side of your brain when you're going to review a movie rather than when you're just watching it.
Yeah.
You know, I sit down. Here goes a great example. I'm going to rewatch just for my own funsies because they're coming out with a sequel, the Joaquin Phoenix, The Joker.
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah.
love that movie.
Very much so.
That is a great fucking movie.
I just saw that for the first time recently. It's fucking great.
It is amazing. Watch this. Try rewatching that, planning to do a review, do it, and it hurts your head and it intimidates the hell out of you. But watch it just like you don't care, and it's like a totally different watching experience. You really, your brain goes like, should I be paying attention to this part? How important are these people's names? Oh, like what? I forgot that character's relevance. Like, you'll start like putting shit in your brain where you're like, and then at the end of it, you're like, your brain's fried. You know, it's like when your computer's been running too many programs at once. You're like, oh, okay, well, time to
start
just
closing tabs.
Yeah,
close some tabs.
Yeah.
Empty recycle bin. Shut down. Restart.
There was a tab you wanted me to bring up again. You were saying like best opening in a movie, possibly.
Yes, the opening of The Killing of the Comedian.
And then the times there are changing.
The times there are changing, and with the alternate Sailor Kiss, and then coming up to see the button and Rorschach picking up and going, Rorschach's General. The way that starts out is so perfect.
It's a great opening.
That opening scene is probably a good 5, maybe 6 minutes long.
At least, yeah.
Feels like 20 seconds. It feels like it wraps up everything you need to know right now. Like,
if you liked that, you're gonna love Valerian, the other movie I brought up.
Valerian root powder.
Don't know what that's from. That's a reference.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Don't understand.
It's from our $1.65 movie. Wow. And the secret word is it's a word used all the time. Big-breasted girls go to the beach and take their tops off. Whoo!
I have no idea where he's going.
Dude,
with this
we
one.
need the Clooney cut.
Wow,
We need the Clooney cut of Return of the Killer Tomatoes.
Oh,
that would be
Where
great.
Clooney bangs more chicks. That's the only thing they add in Clooney banging more chicks and more Tara naked.
So instead of a bad movie, we're going to watch a good movie. We're going to watch Valerian, which has a good opening.
Valerian root powder.
Yes.
What is this Venerian?
It's something
Another comic book sci-fi
it's something
movie.
that you get when you're on tour, and it's cleared up with a shot in the butt.
It's curable.
It's curable. I think it's time to do some ramen, boys.
Ooh, ramen
Ramen
time.
time.
We're already an hour
Let's
and
cook it
56
up.
minutes in. We haven't been doing much. All right, so from all of us at the Night Party podcast, I would say I need to return some videotapes because mine do say Blockbuster, however, is a DVD, and I borrowed this one anyway.
Should go give it back.
Fuck you. I'm not bringing this back. I like this
Yeah,
movie.
bring it back.
All right.
Bring it back to like the one Blockbuster that's still open in fucking Omaha, Nebraska.
No, thanks.
I thought it was Alaska.
No, it is. It's in Washington.
Is it Washington?
Somewhere that
Okay.
doesn't fucking
It is.
matter.
It is Washington. I think I saw it. It's on Netflix. Whatever. All right, we're getting out of here. See you. Bye.